Welcome to Cake Bites, where we go rapid fire with this week's rule breaker. Fast questions, real answers, zero corporate polish. I'm your host, Elizabeth Bieniek. Let's dig in. All right, we are here for Cake Bites with Priscilla Zhang. Priscilla, are you ready?
Indeed.
All right, let's do this. What is one thing about what you do that most people would find hard or annoying or unpleasant, but you find satisfaction doing?
I would say it would be talking to new people that might not be in your field of expertise, but also asking them questions that, you genuinely have. Because I think it can be scary to talk to people, but I find a lot of excitement from that because, it's like every person is another world. Like they have their own background, unique set of talents, skills, thoughts, perspectives, and it's really exciting to meet new people and to hear their perspective because who knows what you can learn and where it can take you.
I love that perspective. Every person is another world. That's beautiful. I'm going to steal that. What is one thing that you have recently learned about yourself?
I think something that is very important that I think also applies to many of us is the importance of slowing down and taking intentional time for rest. Because I think it's good to learn about our capacity and how much we can do, but it's also very important to know when we need to stop and when we need to really be like, actually, I need to take a few things off that might not be that important so that I can focus on myself and doing that which fills me so that I can do better in what I do, because it's better to pour from a full cup than to pour little drops from a very, very almost completely empty cup. So it's more of like the quality of what you do instead of trying to do everything at a lower, it's like quality over quantity. And it's because we as people it's our health is important because without your health, you really can't do much because, when you're sick, all you can do is just sleep. But if you take care of yourself, and you can really be the best version of yourself.
Yes, it's a very good wake-up call that we are not in control. So making sure that we're taking care of ourselves. What is a daily habit that you do that you think has made you successful?
I think what's very important is how you start and end the day. Because when you start the day, it's when actually from a scientific perspective, your brain is the most plastic, meaning malleable and changeable the moment you wake up from sleep. And so what you tell yourself and how you move forward is very important. So what I like to do is to wake up and say a short prayer of gratitude and of letting go, really, so that I know that there's only so much that is within our control, and then letting everything else that is out of our control, like what other people think, the outcomes of our actions, and the future. Like we don't have that in our control, but we can control how we speak to ourselves, how we talk to other people, where we put our energy. And so it's centering on that, and then starting with a few deep breaths of just remembering that we are human, we are living people, not robots, not machines. We are not meant to just go through meetings, do the XYZ task, and we are people. And also just affirmations. I really enjoy one practice that I would recommend that people do is when you're brushing your teeth in the mirror, just to say affirmations to yourself, like I'm enough, or I am worthy, I am capable. And especially because your brain is more neuroplastic, more plastic in the morning times, those truths can really inform your day and help you move forward with more confidence and with a better mindset.
I had a former coach that used to say, never say something negative about yourself in a joking manner because your brain can't distinguish the difference. I think that's really important. It can even seem silly doing those daily affirmations, but it is actually so impactful. So that's really good advice. All right. When I met you, Priscilla, you were making a business pitch presentation in front of a very daunting audience. How do you psych yourself up for a big pitch or presentation?
One thing I think is important is to remember that everyone is coming in with something different. and to really not compare yourself with other people, because you can only be the best version of yourself. And so the way that I psych myself up actually is to remember why I'm here, why I've put in all this time and energy to be in that competition, and to really lean into what I have prepared and to be myself, because we're all different. As I mentioned, we're all different worlds, so you can be the best world that you are. And so, yeah, and I think there's these power poses that also is a psychological has psychological benefits. One of it is like putting your arms like superwoman pose, and another one is like raising your hand, both your hands like up high, and just deep breathing, and that naturally, from a physiological perspective, makes you feel more.
What about a favorite book? Do you have a favorite book, and why is it your favorite?
My favorite book is Life of Pi, and for those of you who haven't read it, please go read it. It's great because it's about a young boy who goes on a boat. I think it's a cruise of some sort. I read this quite a few years back, but it really stuck with me. And then they have a shipwreck. And then this boy named Pi, he goes through this shipwreck, and then he's on a boat with several different people, but then you can't really distinguish if it's people or I think, yeah. And then it's just about like his survival journey when he's out in the ocean, but then also how he navigates his faith, and how he moves forward even when he's literally on the brink of survival or death. And so it's really a story of grit, of how to navigate challenges, and how to navigate that which is unpredictable, and to still come out on the other side.
A question about our busy, noisy, crazy lives. How do you rest? How do you find time to rest, and how do you prioritize it?
Mm-hmm. I think a helpful practice is to set a curfew for myself. I am not going to send emails or look at anything work related or school related after 9 p.m. And then I think that's a good rule of thumb. And also, I find it very useful to have one day a week where I just don't let myself do anything work related. I know in this busy time of like everyone's lives, it seems impossible to do that, but I've realized that doing that, I've been really keeping to that for the past few years, even during finals, exams, and midterms and big deadlines. So yeah, I call that my Sabbath. And then it's my day where I just focus on soul care. What I mean by soul care is doing that which really fills me, whether it's my hobbies, like painting, or going for nature walks, or spending time with loved ones. And just using that time also to do a weekly reflection on what worked well this week, what didn't work well this week, and how can I move into the next week in an even better way from what I've learned from this past week. And so I found that weekly practice helps me reset so I can go into the next week even better. And I've realized that I've truly been able to do better, really, in my weeks when I do have that day, compared to if I just went through 7 days nonstop and just continued going and going.
I like that. Both a daily technology curfew and a weekly reset day. Those are both excellent. Love it. All right, this is Cake on Tuesday, so I have to ask him my final question. What is your favorite kind of cake?
Yes, my favorite kind of cake is a caramel ice cream cake with the crunchies, because I think it's the perfect. Yes, because you have the ice cream, you have the cake, and you have a little bit of contrast with the little crunchy things on top. So,
oh, that sounds really good. It sounds really good right now. Thank you, Priscilla, so much for joining me for Cake Bites.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thanks for joining another Cake on Tuesday celebration of beautiful disruption. Please share it, review it, and find more innovative stories at podcast.cakeontuesday.com. I'm Elizabeth Bienyik. Be bold, stay curious. Now go have some cake.